You can be doing pad work 3 or 4 times per week and still feel like, oh, I'm not making the headway I want. I'm still getting fatigued and sparring. Why is my cardio, my heart, not just opening up? Well, I have 4 hacks for you today that I use when I'm prepping for my world title fights. They're gonna help your cardio just skyrocket. It is no secret for anybody on the channel that pad work is my absolute favorite element of training. In fact, it is my favorite way to work out, period. Running, weights, doesn't matter. Biking, anything. Give me pad work. I love it. Absolutely love it. But when you have a fight coming up, you have to take it to that next level where you just annihilate your heart, your muscles, everything. Now, I have seen times where people are on the pads and it's like they're not fatiguing enough. They're pushing, but they're just not getting tired enough. That is why you need these 4 tips, which I have put into my own training. If you guys are wanting to up your skill level with more tips like this to take that offense and that defense up to the next level, we right now have a sale on at Strike Ready Combat. It goes through the July 4th weekend and is your opportunity to grab these courses at 66% savings. Link down below, head over to Strike Ready Combat and learn exactly the strategies, the tactics, offensively and defensively that I used to win these belts. Now, let's talk about these 4 hacks because they are game changers for your cardio. Number 1, we have to remove downtime. Now, your pad holder can do a great, fantastic job holding for you. For instance, they could be jab, jab, cross, round kick, cross, cross inside low, and have you going and going and going. But at some point, they start giving you natural breaks. And a more realistic pace is like cross hook, cross, round kick, uppercut, cross, double jab. If between each of those breaks, you just kind of rest. They call for a teep. You kind of rest. You just stand there. Number 1, this is not how a fight normally goes, right? It's very rare where you can take that full relaxation because you know, oh, there's nothing coming back and I don't have to execute. What do I do to counter that? I move between. I make sure that I am doing one of 2 things. I'm either staying dynamic with my footwork or I'm standing here after my, maybe he calls jab cross, boom, boom, and then I'm giving those little fakes, those feints. I will only do this when I'm in the absolute best shape possible because hitting pads, boom, 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 and then staying active the whole time, it's exhausting. It really is. And I can only do that when I'm in my best shape possible. Otherwise, I'm more like, okay, hit the pad, take a rest. That's more what I look like. And that's what I'll be like right now. But if you can add this, the fakes, the feints, the footwork, cutting angles, bouncing around, you're gonna feel your body really gets no massive break. And because of that, those 3-minute rounds or 2-minute rounds start to feel so much longer and your cardio will just skyrocket up. The next hack I have is taking half break time. It doesn't need to be exactly half, but let's say you're doing 3-minute rounds and you're doing that 1-minute break. If you want a fast, easy way, well, not easy, but simple way to improve your cardio, you minimize your break time. You could start off and just be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to chop it down. We're doing 75% of the break. So you got a 45-second rest instead of a minute. I prefer to do a 30-second rest. Again, only when I'm in the best shape possible, but when you put that 30-second rest on, what do you have time for? You finish the round, you're like, okay, you take a few breaths, you grab your water, you take a sip, you have a few more breaths, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's only 10 seconds left, and you gotta get back out there and be ready. So those 30-second breaks make all the difference. And if you wanna up it even further than that, although this is not something that's more so realistic if you're in a group setting, but you add a minute on. Add a minute on to your training. Or if you're doing something like, okay, the group is doing 3 minutes on, 1 minute off. You do 3.5 minutes on and 30 seconds off. If you start pushing like that, I guarantee you, your recovery is just going to improve so much. And when you do get to those 3-minute rounds, or if you're an amateur, you start fighting 2-minute rounds, you're going to be going, holy smokes. I feel like the rounds are just breezing by, and even better, I have legitimately sat down on the stool in between rounds in fights and been like, how long a break are they giving us? Like, this is way too long. I've had that before. It's an awesome feeling to be 40 seconds or 50 seconds into the rest time and be going, oh, I'm ready. Let's do this. The next hack is a tough one. It is taking the last 30 seconds of each round and turning them into a non-stop blast. So let's say you're doing 3-minute rounds with a 30-second break. What do you finish with? The last 30 seconds of that 3-minute round, non-stop straight punches as fast and as hard as you can. Or what we used to do all the time, as soon as the 30-second bell went, 30 seconds left, 10 round kicks, 10 round kicks. If there's extra time, single. It's all about at the end burning out. So you finish the round as tired as possible. Now, if we look back at what I just said a moment ago about if you're in a group setting, doing the full 3-minute round and taking the first 30 seconds of that assigned minute break to keep working, well, as soon as the buzzer sounds, it's like, hey, 3 minutes off, everybody take a minute break. You then finish with your 10 and 10 on the round kicks. By the time you finish that, you'll kind of be at that 30, 40 seconds left. That's perfect. We used to do sometimes straight punches, sometimes 30 seconds of big hooks, sometimes things like upper hook, upper hook, upper hook. And yes, while that's not a lot of brain power in those, at the end, it's just more so the grind. Grind away that last 30 seconds of pad work, and it doesn't matter what happens in the fight. Your coach yells, 30 seconds left, let's go. And you hear that and you're like, yeah, well, I do that all the time, as opposed to, oh, usually at the end of pad work, when I'm tired, I kind of mellow out the pace a bit because I've already been going for the whole rest of the round. We don't want that. We want you used to pushing like crazy. And doing that is going to skyrocket that cardio. The last and final tip that I have for you is more reliant on somebody else, but it is still very important. And that is actively having your pad holder swing at you so you get to do defense. It's kind of like we said for the first point. If you finish your combo and then you can just wait there and relax, as opposed to faking and feinting and bouncing around, you're going to be so much more recovered in between those combos. Well, same thing. If the pad holder calls jab, cross, jab, cross, hook, cross, you get that little break. But if he goes jab, cross, jab, boom, 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 cross, hook, cross, you're having to block in between, you're having to work that defense, and your brain is having to activate more. And I will tell you, I have this flow style of pad work. I did a video on it the other day where the person is just non-stop going. If you have to actively think more, especially in that flow style pad work where it's like, okay, the person calls the next combo right now. You finish the first combo, now you go to the next combo. You finish that combo, you go right to the next one because the person is calling out in advance what it is. Your brain is firing. When it does that, you get extra fatigued. So adding in defense is a great way to make those rounds more exhausting, to limit break time. If you take everything I said today, you're essentially doing pads the way I do pads. That I've been doing pads since pretty much 2005-ish when I had my first fight. Even before that, I was doing pad work like this. Lots of activity in between, actually throwing for real, staying active out here, and then pushing really, really hard on those 30-second finishes, just and then only taking 30-second breaks, and then having the person throw back at you, so you've got to do your defense. Oh, if you're doing all that, you are rocking it. Absolutely killing it. Actually, this XMartial company that I'm working with, who I absolutely love, they have a great slogan. They say 1% better every day. Now, realistically, we're not gonna get 1% better every day unless maybe you're in the first, month or two of your training in martial arts. After that, you're trying to make the smallest little jumps, maybe like 0.01% better. But this type of stuff I'm telling you about today is going to take your cardio and could realistically jump it 1% better, 1% better, 1% better. you're gonna be feeling awesome within a month. I guarantee it. You do this, you do it for real, you do the basics of pad work, which are hit hard, hit fast, and not hold back. Oh, I don't know a better workout than pad work. I love it. I love it for here. I love it for just having fun and flowing with somebody else. Good pad holder and you can get a real connection and just have a blast together. So guys, take these hacks, add them into your pad work, and you will see results. Train hard, guys. I will see you back here soon for another video.